Hi everyone, it's us, your favourite people who talk video games. I don't care if we're not, we are now. We took that title, we pinned it to our shirts, and now we hold the championship belt to your heart. That's right, in order to get it back, you're going to have to pin us to the ground and hit 1, 2, 3 on the canvas. Otherwise, we will retain your heart title belt. I am more machine now than man, twisted and evil Ben Rosenthal, and I am joined here at the Hack The Dino gaming cast, where we bring you the past, present and future of video games, by my co-host and all-around enabling enabler with the enable face, Floppy Starrick.
Hello, salutations. Do you know that I am the smallest part machine possible, and the rest of it is man? I just have a robot filling.
Really?
Yep, that's all.
You're just that gooey robot center?
Yep.
Do you just take a bite out of?
Not even center, it's just a little left a little bit.
Just a little left, center. Mm-hmm. Anto!
Hello.
What's happening with your soft gooey center?
Well, I mean, I was going to say I'm technically part robot with an endoskeleton because I've got a bit of an artificial thing in my spine.
Really?
Yeah, because I had spinal surgery when I was 21.
Shoot him in the head.
Well, I've got a screw in mine. My wrist, not spine.
Between the three of us, we make one part of a robot.
Yeah, the killing part. And if you like killing, and more specifically, killing it at retro game hunts, then boy oh boy do we have the episode for you, because we're going to give you our killer tips at getting all of the games that you want to hunt.
That was possibly the best Ben way ever.
From Mr. Retro. Screw that Mr. Retro and his hoarding ways. He steals all the game. Floppy, what do you hate about Mr. Retro?
He's alright.
How do you wish to kill Mr. Retro and his multi-million-dollar empire of which he sits on all these retro games?
With a sheep.
A sheep?
Yes, I'm going to use a
Explain.
sheep.
Sheep gun? What game had a sheep gun?
Worms.
Worms had a sheep gun?
It had a super sheep bomb weapon that you could fly around and it exploded.
What was better, Worms or Lemmings?
Worms.
I liked Lemmings better than Worms.
Do you know what the biggest crock ever is? Lemmings don't look like lemmings.
I don't know what a lemming is.
It's a little bird.
No, it's not. A lemming's a little mammalian thing. It's like
it's a little
rat.
mouse that I sometimes mistake for a bird.
Were they lemmings before the game, or
Yeah.
after the game where they didn't found another creature and called it a lemming?
They were bioengineered after lemmings
No.
became popular.
Was it named before or after the game came out?
It was named before.
Maybe it was a new species that got found. I don't know.
No, it wasn't. It was there a long time. They used to actually inherit the Earth in that small time period between dinosaurs and us. Because we didn't live at the same time,
they
like the Flintstones will have you believe. That's false.
That's not.
Do you know how I know it's false?
Why?
We have not found any evidence of a giant bird-type
Washing
animal.
machine?
No, I was going to say toilet.
Ooh,
Can you imagine what the Flintstones toilet would have looked like? That poor animal.
It would just be like a hippo dinosaur with its mouth open.
No, it's the other thing, like a pelican, like a big ancient pelican. Because
Ooh, yeah,
pelicans are effing evil, man. They are the most evil bird that lived on the planet.
Can you imagine being shat on by a pelican? I think it'd be huge.
It'll knock you out. It would be like...
I'm going to knock you out. Pelicans will knock you out.
On tonight's Hack the Dino, do you know what? Do you know what, Floppy? Do you know what, Anto?
What's that, Ben?
Many years ago, Nintendo had a headquarters in Kyoto.
Okay.
I did know this.
When they grew too big for that headquarters, when they became the global giant that they are today, they moved out of those headquarters, but Japan being Japan, preserved it. And it remained empty for many years. That is until April this year, when the original the original Nintendo headquarters became a hotel that you can stay in when you go to Japan.
Is it Nintendo themed though?
Slightly, but not. It is called Marufukuro, and is set inside Nintendo's former headquarters in the same area where the gaming company was founded by Fusajiro Yamauchi in 1889.
I'm really glad it's you reading these names and not me.
The building itself dates back to 1933 when the company was known as Yamauchi Nintendo and manufactured Hanafuda playing cards as well as Western-style cards called Karuta or Toranpu.
Thank you, because I was wondering why there was playing card themed decor.
I've got some Hanafuda cards in there, actually.
That's
They made toys and cards before.
Yeah, I knew the toys. I didn't know the playing card part.
The building has remained vacant since 1959 when the company moved to a larger
That is a
building.
long time.
Yeah.
To stay empty. Do they own it and just not put anything in it?
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So it also is next door to the former president Yamauchi's residence where they lived with his family. They've added another building. So when you book your stay in there, you can choose whether you want to stay in the new wing or the old wing. Mm-hmm. The cool thing about it, obviously, it has playing cards, motifs, and some of the old Nintendo symbols as well. But it also has a library open only to guests with books on the history of Nintendo and the Yamauchi family.
How much do you want to... Oh, man, you must be jumping out of your seat to get there.
It'll happen. Like, I'm telling you now, at some point, even if I only stay a night, I'm going to spend a night in the Nintendo
And you're not going to
headquarters.
sleep, you're just going to go into that library.
Well, I don't read Japanese very well, so it's
And
gonna...
look at the pictures.
I will probably photograph every single thing in there. Yeah, absolutely.
They may have a rule against that.
Want to take a guess how much it is per night?
In dollars?
In dollars.
300.
Okay. So it's 100,000 yen per night.
How much is that in dollars?
Approximately, in Australian dollars, $1,200.
I get it.
The Godzilla Hotel is like the Godzilla Hotel in Shinjuku. There's one room that is Godzilla themed. King Kaiju stayed in there, and
Of course he did.
It is a lot more than that, like $3,000 or something.
King Kaiju, mate.
Yeah,
I'm going to hit you up for a loan, bud, if you can do that.
And the only way he got in there was he had to go to a specific Japanese site. And like, there's no translation in English. He luckily knew someone who spoke Japanese, so he could direct him
Far out.
in order to book it.
Was it worth it?
He loved it.
I was going to say, can you imagine if you just got
100%.
in there and it's just some like crappy Godzilla posters stuck to the wall?
No, well, so he showed me. He took a photo of it and video while he was in there to show me. It's got things like when you're in the bathroom in the toilet, it plays Godzilla sounds. So you hear this.
That'd give me stage fright.
In the bathroom, it's got like a screen, like a paper screen where like Godzilla comes up and walks across the city, and Mothra comes in, and it's pretty well done.
$1,200 for a hotel.
But just imagine all the sex people have had in there.
Yeah.
I was going to make a joke about how people who are going to spend the amount of money to stay in this hotel probably don't, but
That's stereotyping, Anto.
it is stereotyping.
That's not nice.
Yeah. But do you think, is it like a high-end thing? Like, or is it just the fact that you're paying for is it Nintendo tax?
I don't know.
I mean-
It's a pretty nice looking hotel. We can see it on the screen now.
It's got a big rock in it.
I'm not sure what that rock is, but it has some.
It's an original Nintendo rock before they made
I'm
toys.
sure this probably falls in line with like their super luxurious tourism
Yes.
sort of, I guess, tier is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff I've seen in this video we've got running in the background is like stuff you don't see in typical hotels. So,
Japan is
Yes, giant rocks.
super attention to detail.
Yeah.
And preservation.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
So yeah, I'm 100% making that happen. I will stay in this hotel.
$1,200. I don't want everyone's old shoes hanging out the front door.
Okay, moving
Far
on.
out.
Moving on.
Get a shoe rack.
Moving on. This has been coming a while. We've been doing this show for a good many years, and I'm actually surprised we never did this. We haven't done this
never
yet.
done this.
We've never done this topic.
We've shown a lot of stuff.
We've shown a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But we have never let it be known what tips and tricks that we use in order to purchase video games from markets and online and all that. So I thought, you know what, Floppy?
What's that, mate?
It's about time we
Probably
gave some
should.
advice. This will probably happen a couple of times from now on. I really enjoyed writing this. It was a lot of fun
good.
just putting down your
I
knowledge.
won't lie. Haven't read it.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. These are our tips on hunting for retro video games and consoles. These are the tips that we use, more specifically I use each and every day, and when I go out on weekends.
And I use from time to time.
So these tips are for collectors, not resellers.
Yeah,
So
I don't like resellers.
If you're a reseller, out the door with you. Turn it off. Bye-bye. See you
I
later.
don't like resellers. One of my big things, buy it because you like it, not because of how much it's worth.
See, I am more of, I feel I need to get the real strange things and the really rare things because I like Nintendo history and
Yeah, so
protecting Nintendo
we are
history.
both collectors, but kind of for different reasons.
Yeah.
And we have some similar reasons and some different reasons.
That's right.
I
So
like to play my stuff.
how do you want to do it? Do you want me to just
Let's take it in time. Let's take it in turns. Yeah.
All right, go for the second one there, Floppy.
So you want me to go for the first tip, but the second one?
be specific.
So be specific in what you are after, or you will run out of money and space really quickly. If you start grabbing everything that you can see, the moment you can see it, you will run out of money really quickly. You'll also run out of space in your house. If you have an idea of what you might like, or a genre that you are collecting for, or a specific theme, do that. Do a bit of research before you go hunting. Know what you're after.
When I started, so obviously I've known King Kaiju for since I was 12. Like, we've grown up together collecting.
Like 30 years ago.
Yeah, shut the hell up, man. It's not 30 years.
It's not 30 years for me.
So King Kaiju and I used to go and collect, and I have seen his collection grow and grow and grow because he collects video games, full stop. Like, he's got some rare as hell stuff, don't get me wrong.
But he's got everything?
But he's got everything, and it's just... Like, you think my games room's daunting. Like, his wow. Yeah, and he's got a lot of stuff boxed up in garages. That's something I can't do. If I buy something, I want to be able to look at it and have access to it. I don't like going, oh, yeah, I'll buy that, then putting it in a box and putting it on a shelf. I need to be able to see it. Even just a little corner, because it's behind some stuff. So, yeah, be very specific as to what your hunting goals are in order to save your money. The next point I have here is when trying to find out the pricing, use eBay sold listings to see your item, or of your item, see if it is a good price. Jesus.
Good prive, I think it says.
Likewise with selling it, if you accidentally pick up doubles like I do all the freaking time. Even though I have a database with all the games.
You got a database because of me. I can't even imagine how you did it beforehand.
Memory. And it's not what it used to be. So even just yesterday, there's a toy fair coming up that we're all going to be selling at.
We are.
Hack the Dino will be there. And
24th.
I was going through all my Wii games and found Mario Strikers on the Wii, a copy there and a copy down there. And I went, sometimes I get the same game.
You don't keep them in alphabetical order?
No. So I... Chaos, man. Chaos rules supreme.
Shit everywhere.
I
swore. Damn it.
I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't
Yeah, I'm an honest guy.
curse. So I usually get, or have been known to get different covers because history. I like Metal Gear Solid on the GameCube. I've got 2 covers in there. This one was completely the same. 100% the same. So that is going in the box. I have a little foam box there where I put all my doubles, and that goes to the next sale. Or I use it for trade bait. We've traded a couple of times.
Yeah, we've traded a few times. Yeah, I've picked up bulk lots sometimes when it's bulk lots that I have interest in, and you will inevitably pick up some trash and some doubles. And I, once again, put them aside to go to sale day or use them for trades.
What's the next one, Floppy?
The next one is be nice, man.
Yeah.
Be nice. Don't be a douche when you go hunting for stuff. Just be nice to people. You'll catch more honey. Oh, is it? Catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yep.
Be a nice guy or gal.
Good
or person.
Rule to live by. Just be nice. Don't
be nice.
Be entitled. Don't think that because you missed out on a bargain, it's a personal vendetta against you.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you're there at the right time, right place. Other times you're not. The amount of times I have walked into a place and someone has walked out with like a boxed Ness or something, and I've gone, if only. But there's been other times where I've walked in and got absolute bargains. There was one garage sale I went to one time where there was a guy ahead of me, and he was clearly, it was either a reseller or just wanted to buy everything. He ran in when the doors opened, because we'll go into this later, don't worry about that. Ran in when the door opened to the garage sale and just started grabbing, because this person had advertised that they got video games.
Yeah.
Just started grabbing stuff, and I went, oh, okay. Then I went around and started looking. It goes, oh, no, that's my pile? All right then. Like, he had a pile. That's my pile. So I walked around, and then on the other side of the table to where this dude was, I think I got Adventure of Link and Kirby and all that. It's like all these really rare NES games.
Yeah.
For, they were like $50 each, but still a lot less than what they were worth.
They were reasonably priced.
So I, cool. Picked them all up and just went over, I'll buy these. And this guy turned and saw and went, oh, Zelda. Oh, what? Oh, I should have. Oh, it's like, dude, calm down.
It's a garage sale, mate.
Yours. Like, just be nice.
Yeah.
And, maybe some good fortune will come your
Also,
way.
be nice to people, and you never know what else they might have that they haven't put out, or they just have, and they're just waiting for a good person to come along that they can.
And we'll get into that point as well.
Yeah.
Because that happened on one of the sales we went to, I think. People are more willing to help you out if you aren't a bad person or knowledge bash them, which is a big
don't
thing.
do that.
If they want to talk about their collections, let them.
Yeah.
So this is something you'll find, especially at markets and whatnot. People will come up to you if you're selling or even if you're not selling. And because you share a passion, they will want to talk about their collection and their interests and what they've got. The worst thing you can do is scoff at them because their collection isn't anything like yours. A lot of people do this. I've seen it a lot of times. Hell, at times I've even thought it in my head.
I copped it for my Transformers collection.
Yeah. Oh, you call that a collection?
Online, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I was lucky enough to get onto a television show.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you're not a
people
real fan?
ripped into me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So if someone wants to share with you their passion that you have as well, don't bash them.
Ah, let them go.
Likewise, don't sit there. I'm going to make this point a bit later. I'll leave it till I make it a bit later
Okay.
on. But basically, don't try and overwhelm them with your knowledge base. Just be thankful, and you will reap the rewards of being a good person.
Yeah, always.
Just wanted to throw something in there as well quickly on top of the whole be a nice person, don't knowledge bash, etc. Don't gatekeep either.
Yep.
Just in general, with the hobby and video games and stuff, don't gatekeep. If someone wants to be interested, let them.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Well, you know how the old saying goes: if you gatekeep, you're a douchebag.
It's true. It's, I believe that was Socrates.
It was.
Yeah, who said that?
Not
Sorry.
the original Socrates, his brother.
Yeah, Socrates.
Yeah. Socrates.
Dude.
Next one, Floppy.
Next one is, it is totally cool to ask for a lower price, but don't automatically undercut people by half of what they're asking.
That's the worst thing I hate.
Don't do that, because you'll pretty much just get, nope.
Oh,
But you know, if
it's
you
a
want to
pretty
ask,
good version of Zelda. Oh, how much is it?
that's $80.
$80. Oh, I mean, I'll give you 30.
Nope.
No, don't touch
Don't
it.
touch it. Look, I knew you wanted. I just wanted to touch it.
We're role playing.
So was I. Yeah. Role playing, about to get punched in the head.
Yeah, role playing as an injured person.
Yeah, look, totally ask if they can do a bundle price, if there's a couple of things that you're going to do, you're going to grab. Make it worth their while too. They are there to get a bit of money for their stuff that they've probably paid a bit for as well.
And this might be something from their childhood, and
Yeah.
they want the good money for it. Like, they're entitled to that money. You're not entitled to it because you want to buy it. That's not how this works.
Don't just undercut people. Don't just offer them $10 for something that's 90.
And on this as well, that's my next point. So I'll go into the next point. Do not, and I emphasize do not in capital letters,
Please do not.
do not try to gaslight a seller by telling them how damaged an
Oh.
item is or how it is not worth what they are asking. If you don't want it for that price, leave it for someone who does. If you do want it, buy it. So if you know that that's what the going price is and you're not willing to pay it and they don't want to budge on it, that's it. That's the end of negotiations.
It wasn't meant to be.
Leave it. Put it down. If you... this is my pet peeve. Like, I didn't sell something to a guy because he did this to me. He came in and I had a packaged little Mario Game & Watch that I was trying to sell for a very good price. Like, I try to go to 20% under the average price on eBay for it.
Yep.
That's generally what I sell my stuff for. And I do know, I'm a collector, I do know roughly what all this stuff is to buy. And some guy came up to me and offered me a ridiculous price for it. And I said, no, probably not. And he goes, oh, well, and he started pointing out faults with it. And I just looked and went, dude,
That's not going to get you anywhere, mate.
I've got eyes. I can see. He goes, oh, well, maybe at the end of the day. I said, yeah, maybe at the end of the day. And it was still there at the end of the day. And he came in, he had his money in his hand. He goes, all right, well, I'll grab that for that. And I said, no. Or why not? I said, I don't want to sell it anymore. Because he was not a nice person.
Comes back to the be nice.
Yep.
Just be nice.
Be nice.
nice.
Also, and this happened at the weekend. I'll read out what I've written here.
On the weekend.
Last weekend. Also,
know
don't
this
tell
story.
people a game is fake unless you 100% know what you are talking about, or I may have to resist the urge to kick you in the neck.
Ooh.
So I was at Greenlight Comics.
Violent.
Where
Yes.
King Kaiju Collectibles has his collection. He has a lot of Japanese games.
Yeah.
And I was there
I've looked
looking
through
at the
it
comics,
many times.
which is near all the stuff, and an individual came in who was, I would guess, around 20, 21 years old. So not really, around the era when these games came out.
Yeah.
And sat
Probably not
there
born
with,
yet.
with his friend, telling them how, oh my God, I can't believe they're selling fake games.
Ugh.
Look, that game's fake. That game's fake. That you can tell because of this. That game's fake. Went to one of the owners of Greenlight, called them over.
Who was it?
It was Ross. And started telling them off for selling fake games.
I can't imagine Ross taking any of that.
No, well, Ross was just stood there and goes, and just let him talk, and then said, could all those things be because these are actually Japanese games? And the guy went, oh, what? But the things he was pointing out, like, you can see the case here is 2 different colors, so that means they've taken it off. No, that's called sun damage or smoke damage. The thing from Japan is there are a lot of heavy smokers there.
A lot of yellowing.
Damages plastic.
A lot of yellowing.
Any plastic. It all goes yellow. Especially if you also have your game system in the sun. It's been sitting in your control deck or out where it's exposed to sun. Guess what? That plastic deteriorates. It happens. So know your stuff before you go around swinging your
proverbial
knowledge club or toothpick, as it may be.
On a different side of this, please don't claim things are real if they are fake.
Yeah.
If you got a fake thing, sell it for a fake price.
Well, it comes down to the be nice thing.
Yeah.
I had that as well. Didn't I? I was selling a friend's collection of Pokemon games, and he had a real Pokemon Diamond, and he had a fake Pokemon Pearl. Pokemon Diamond goes for about 120. So at the fair, I had that, and then I had Pokemon Pearl next to it, and I wrote on there, reproduction copy, reproduction case, $10. And whenever someone came and looked at it, I told them it was a fake. It still worked. You could still play the game.
Exactly the same. It's just
but it was a fake.
Yeah.
In the end, all I did was whoever bought when I in the end sold Pokemon Diamond, the real one,
in the other one, didn't
I
you?
just gave it to him. I said, "Here, do you want this?" Because it's
in.
not a real one. Like it's a fake.
It's cool. It still plays exactly the same though.
Correct.
Like,
so if you just want to play the game, that's fine. If you're a collector, then
What about places that you might do some retro game hunting?
Well, I've developed lists for specific places where you might find some retro games as well. So we're going to kick it off with garage sales, which is sort of like the last vestige of bargains. And even them are becoming
You're
very
never quite
few
sure what you're going to find.
and very far between. And it requires a lot of legwork and petrol at the moment.
I
It's,
find
oh my
it
goodness.
a lot harder to find them now because you used to just be able to look in the paper.
Yeah.
And they were always listed in the paper for when they were going to be on the weekends.
Gumtree now is generally like the day before Gumtree. You just type in garage sale and they'll pop up where they are. Or what I like to do is, all right, one of my big tips here. Kim Kaiju's not going to like this, but he doesn't watch the show anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Going to get him to watch this one.
Yeah,
I'm going to message him now.
you go to sort of the upper middle class areas and you
The
just drive
higher
around.
socioeconomic.
Yep, and you just drive around looking for garage sale signs. Because generally, these people, money isn't a thing. They're just trying to get rid of junk.
It's less of a thing. They just want to move stuff out of their house.
So I've got things like a PS2 Slim for $10.
Yeah,
that was still
that's
hooked up to their TV because I asked if they had video games and they went, yeah, we'll get this, $10. I've got DSs for $5. I've got a box DS for $20.
Nice.
Just because they just want it gone. They've bought it or their kids have moved out of the house and gone off to uni or wherever.
Yeah.
And they just want all this stuff gone. So that's generally where I start to look. But Floppy, you want to go with the first point we got here?
First point I've got is go to the ones where kids are moving out.
Yep.
If you know that, or in high socioeconomic areas, because more often than not, they're just wanting to get rid of stuff.
Which is what we just said. I didn't read my own notes. Sorry.
Yeah. So kids are moving out. They might be getting rid of all of that old video game stuff as well.
And always ask if there are any video game stuff.
Ask
to be
nicely
had.
too.
Yeah, exactly. So
nice.
we went to one of our retro hunting days. We called in on a garage sale and they didn't have anything. And we sort of said, "Oh, have you got any video game stuff?" And the lady went, "Oh yeah, hang on," and came out with a shoebox.
With a shoebox.
Like she wanted probably a good price for a majority of the stuff, but I think I got a Street Fighter game that I didn't have.
You got a couple of things out of there. I think I got a Tekken.
Yeah, and I got a Street Fighter game that was not in my collection, so I bought that. Again, it was probably the right price for it. We weren't really getting a bargain, but it was a bargain because I was adding it to my collection.
It wasn't a bargain price, but it was a decent price, and it was cool stuff.
Yeah. Anto?
So we've had a couple of questions pop up.
Okay, yes.
The first one was, this is probably relevant to the garage sale thing. When do you personally think it's appropriate to ask if there is something that they're not displaying but selling?
So best time is when they greet you. Hey, how you going? Yeah, good. When they say, are you looking for anything in particular?
9 times out of 10, they'll ask you what you're looking for anyway.
Yep. And that's where you go, do you have any video game stuff? Be as general as possible.
Cool.
So I go, any video game stuff. And they go, we might have, and sometimes you go, we got an old Atari, we got a PlayStation 3. I once got a PlayStation 3 in its box for $5 because it was just on their garage shelf.
Crikey.
And I saw it and I said, any video game stuff? And they went, I don't think so. And I said, what about that? It was a bit rude. It was on their shelf.
That'd probably a little bit more. I probably wouldn't go quite that far.
It probably was a bit rude, but in the end, she said, "Yeah, right, for $5," and I got a box PlayStation 3 for $5.
Nice.
I ended up moving it on because I only collect Nintendo, but still.
So the second one, there's actually a bit of discourse in the chat about it at the moment between Game Boy Dad and Cat Like Sparky. Have you come into any situations where a reproduction cart or a fake game is worth more than the real one because of weird glitchiness or like a fix that maybe
some of the Pokemon ones?
I haven't.
Yeah, some of the Pokemon ones, obviously not as much as the original Pokemon games, but some of the Pokemon ones get up there, like Pokemon Black.
Really? The reproductions become worth more?
Yeah, well, they're almost game hacks. So they're not real official carts. They're hacks that people have put together to make the game harder. Or so I think Pokemon Black is the one where you have a ghost sprite as your partner, and every time you defeat a trainer, they don't just stay there. It's a tombstone. Like your Pokemon kills them.
Jeez.
And you go throughout the whole game and you finish the game and you kill everyone and you become the Overlord. And then it goes 30 years later and the Pokemon comes for you. And that's it. The game ends with you dying because your Pokemon comes to you in the end. So
crazy.
Not really. I like picking up pirated carts, especially like Street Fighter and multi-carts.
Yeah, because you like having the weird stuff.
Funny stuff on there. There's some hilarious things. So yeah, not generally worth more, but always a good time to sit down and play. Who's up for the next one? Is it
me, I think.
Okay.
If they do happen to have video game stuff and they do know what they have, so they have priced it accordingly, don't try and haggle too much. Of course, be nice. Let them know what you're willing to spend. If they don't agree, leave it for someone else.
Yep. Again, coming back to how we discussed before, if you're not willing
nice.
to pay that and you're not a reseller, you're a collector, like if they got something that you have priced yourself at about $100 and they want to sell it for $150 and you'll be willing to go to $120 because you really want that piece in your collection, but they will not budge at $150, you have to make the decision as to whether you're going to take that hit in order to have that in your collection. I will say this though, the way the retro video game market is going, it continues to go up and up and up. You pay that $150 now, you will only have to wait 6 months before it'll be actually worth that. So it just depends why you would be collecting anyway. As we've stated before, I like video game history. I like Nintendo history. So I like to get things that I feel are significant to Nintendo. So first-party games and weird-ass peripherals that no one else has got.
I love peripherals.
They're so dumb.
I don't collect much stuff apart from the games themselves and some weird peripherals.
Speaking of weird peripherals.
Yep.
Not going into a segue about anything weird. I've been watching an item on eBay for about a week now. It's a Japanese controller. It was released with the original Resident Evil. It's like a pistol grip-based PlayStation 1 controller where the buttons have all been remapped and jigged around so it labels what they actually do instead of, being just square, circle, cross, triangle. So, like, you've got a dash button and a turn button, and the shoulder buttons are moved into the center so you can move your fingers easier and stuff. And I think the left grip of the controller, like you twist it to turn, super weird looking, but it's like, yeah.
I've seen this controller.
I'm watching it quite avidly to see how far it goes in terms of price.
Are you watching it because you want to purchase it for me for my birthday? You're such a nice guy, Enter.
Maybe.
We share the same birthday. But
we do, 10 years apart.
just for a weird little fact for you.
Now, on to the next question or point that I want to make. With garage sales, don't turn up early and try and get in.
Don't be that guy.
Everyone does it. There is whenever you hold a garage sale and you say doors open at 8 o'clock, there will be someone there knocking on your door at 6:30.
6:30, yeah.
Like they will want to come in. A friend of mine had a garage sale once, and he did that, and he foolishly let him in. And they thought, oh well, we might as well open up now. And then this guy goes, no, close the door. You don't want anyone else coming in. Like, these cretins are out there, and these are resellers.
Yeah.
They're not collectors.
They're not collectors. They don't care about it. They just want to get it so they can make more money on it.
They are selfish, entitled people. They want to swoop in, pay as little as possible, and resell it for a high price. So, screw those people. Don't let them in. Just go.
Don't be that guy. I've held a couple of garage sales and open 8:30 and had people there at 7 o'clock up on my driveway. I'm like trying to set stuff up. I'm like, no.
Yep.
It's gross, and you're a
not
dirty
a nice
bird.
person. All right, next up, we've got boot sales and markets. Now, I've called them boot sales because we do have a large contingency of people in the US, and I wanted to include them. with my Australian accent.
I'm mad that you associated boot sales to the US and not the UK.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they have boot sales in the UK?
Car boot sales.
Do they call them trunk sales?
Nope, car boot sales, because trunk is US and boot is UK.
Whoops.
I don't know.
Trunk sales and boot sales
And markets.
and markets.
It's like the Brighton markets. Like
Brighton
we have here in
markets are good.
Adelaide.
I've been to the Brighton markets a few times and got
Yep.
some bargains.
You want to kick it off, Floppy?
Sure. So these are a bit harder to find nowadays with a lot of stuff going online and whatnot. But you can find the occasional goodie. I'm going to go that means it was meant to be occasional and not original.
Yep.
Probably won't find anything too old. Long gone are the days of finding sort of cheap Game Boys and consoles or anything with Nintendo on it.
Yep. Unfortunately, now if it's got Nintendo on it, people go, "Oh, cool, big money."
Yeah.
Again, my retro gaming rule is if I come across a Nintendo game, like a NES game or a Game Boy
under
game,
$10?
under $10,
You
I
just
buy
buy
it. And quite often than not, it's actually like I bought a baseball game for $5 at one of the markets that I was at. Guy wanted $5, and I said, "Yep, okay, cool."
Done.
Bought it. I don't have it. I'll add it to the collection because I love buying Game Boy
Which
cartridges.
is how he's got 73 copies of We Sing.
No, well, there's a appendium there. Took it home, put it in my collector thing, which is linked to pricecharting.com, which gives you sort of a rough estimate of what these games are worth. This game was worth $40, the cartridge.
Cool.
So, yeah, bargain. Awesome. I never would have bought that if I saw that for $40, but
No.
by having this rule,
For $5.
they don't necessarily know what they have. I don't know what I have. Likewise, you will also find people who sell like a NES with 3 games for $400. Yeah. Oh, okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Having said that, if anyone's got an NES with 3 games for about $100, give me a call.
I've got 3 of them that need to be repaired right in there. They've been sitting there for years.
Yeah.
I just need
And every time I've asked, you've said no.
I just need to get a set of new pins. I'll make you one day, maybe.
we go.
And
He'll do that when he plays Metroid.
after I finish Metroid, I'll do that for you. After 100% Metroid. Still gets worse all the time.
Never getting a NES.
Game Boys used to be really, really cool find because people would sell them for $20.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Especially in Japan. They're even more expensive in Japan than they are here.
Really?
Because
That's weird.
Japan is such a mass public transportation country.
Do people still play them a lot in
Yeah,
Japan?
yeah.
That's cool.
You see them everywhere. That's why the Switch was so popular, especially over in Japan, because people could play it on their 2-hour train ride into the city. All right, next point. Manage your expectations. Look through all the DVD tubs and be prepared not to find anything cheap earlier than the Wii generation.
You'll find cheap Wii games everywhere.
So I picked up quite a few, a couple of markets back. I picked up quite a few Wii games that I wanted to add to my collection for $5 each. I like Tetris. I think there was a Wario game in there as well, which, pretty
Wario
good.
even.
Yeah, whatever. Manage your expectations. You're probably not going to find much more than Wii games. Even Wii U games are starting to creep up in price now because they had a limited run. People are starting to go, oh, hang on, this is going to be worth money
And
someday.
anything before that, people know what it is. So
Yeah.
even if they're not big collectors, they'll know what it is and they'll look at what prices they put on there. And it'll be fair. It won't be a bargain.
What's the next one, Floppy?
Next one is second-hand shops. One of my faves, actually.
Yeah.
Always look at the electrical section and DVD section. So if you go into a Cashies or a second-hand shop like Op Shops, things like that. Games and controllers have been known to pop up in those because sometimes people don't know what they are. They just chuck them all into electronics sort of section.
You do have to dig.
You do have to be prepared to dig a bit.
General knowledge for all these is you have to find the boxes and dig down, and you have to look under bigger objects, and you're going to get your hands literally dirty. You want to take some hand sanitizer, trust me.
Yeah. The amount of games that are covered in sticky dirt.
Oh, because they sit down not being played with for
In a
years and
shed.
years and years. Realise as well, a lot of these games may not necessarily work, especially if they are cheap. But with the old ones, the old cartridge-based games, generally a little isopropyl on the connector pins, you should be okay. I've resurrected many
A little
a
bit of
Game Boy
elbow
game.
grease.
Yeah, many a Game Boy game, many a NES game have been brought back to life because of the isopropyl. Even the game consoles, spraying it on the port. I once got from a Cash Converters, which is a second-hand chain over here in Australia. They were selling a Nintendo 64 that powered on but didn't have any picture. $20.
Isopropyl.
Yep. Yeah, I said, oh, yeah, I'll grab that. And they go, oh, you know, it doesn't have a picture. And I go, oh, that's fine. You know, I'll use it for parts. Bought it home, went to the AV port.
Every part of it.
Went, shh, little cotton bud. Boom. Worked first time.
Really? It made the same noise as when I touch your head?
Yep. Little mouse.
Yeah.
Likewise, retro games are known for being collectible, so may have to look behind the shelf or where the cash register person is.
There's always a shelf behind them.
The glass cabinet. I got the other day, way down south when I was out checking out some cafes, I went into a secondhand store and they had a bunch of, you know, just generic 2DS, generic PlayStation 2 games and whatnot. But there was this
FIFA 11.
Yeah, this Tangled game. And it was in a box. And I went, what is that? And I pulled it out, and it was the Tangled Wii game in a box with a novelization of the film. I'd never seen it. Yeah, it's $5. I've got it.
Can I give you 10?
No, because
double your money.
But I'd never seen it before. I collect things because it's part of history. I'd never seen that before. I never
buy anything of this guy.
I never knew that it existed. But I looked where all the junk is, and I found something that was really, really cool.
Yeah,
so I took it with me. And you have to do that. You have to look under everything.
I'm pretty persistent when I go to my local secondhand places, which I generally pop into like once or twice a fortnight. Just, you know, working kids and whatnot. I had some of the best finds at my local Savers once. I picked up some PSP stuff. I don't know if you remember, Ants. The PSP collections not collections, it was about 5 or 6 games, I think, that I picked up. I'm pretty sure I sent you a photo. It was a long time ago now. But it was just persistent, and they just popped up there, right time, right place. It was amazing.
Yeah, you seem to... Both of you have... I don't want to say, like, unnatural amounts of fortune. I do. But you've got unnatural amounts of fortune,
Floppy
especially
does.
Floppy.
I search all the time.
I won't lie.
I'm constantly, like most people are checking Facebook on their phone. I am checking cash converter sites. I am checking eBay sites. I am constantly looking for retro stuff.
Do you know what does it for me? I have this weird ability where I don't shut up.
Yep.
And I just talk to people, possibly random strangers that's standing next to me in a shop. And it quite often works in my favor.
Yep.
I have this unnatural ability where stuff just falls in my lap. Yeah, I won't lie. I have no skill involved whatsoever. It's persistence and luck.
I think the luckiest I've ever gotten in terms of video game finds was before I moved to Australia and before my surgery with my spine. I don't own it anymore, which is stupid, but I got given by one of the older customers I had at the fish and chip shop I worked at. She just walked in one day because she saw me playing my DS and just dropped a bag on the counter which had a Nintendo 64, 4 controllers, GoldenEye, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, F-Zero X, a few other games, like a complete working Nintendo 64 with a bunch of really decent first-party Nintendo stuff.
Wow.
And didn't want anything for it. She was just like, hey, you play video games, and you're nice, here you go.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you have a 64
I sold it
at that
when
point?
I moved here, because I'm stupid.
My
No,
business
you're not
partner,
stupid. You probably just had to do it at the time. That's not
money.
stupid. You did what you needed to do, even though it was hard.
My business partner gave me his childhood Nintendo 64 collection because he's not a video gamer. It's just from when he was a teenager. Here you go, man. Yeah, Zelda, Majora's Mask, Pokemon was in there. He had a Game Boy in there as well. I didn't actually sell that. I've still got it because I felt bad.
Yeah, I would too.
Finally, online, eBay is generally 20% over what an item is worth. So only buy from there if you need that item or it's obscure enough to be at a cheap price.
Actually, very rarely do I buy a video game off of, like, secondhand from online. Very rarely, because I just don't look.
I always look. It's one of my rituals in the morning or when I've got 5 minutes.
That's not true. I have bought them, but it's only when you've sent them to me.
So, for example, you can see on my Instagram, at Mr. Benjamin, I got a demo only, not for resale, US cartridge of Street Fighter 4 for the 3DS for $8.
Nice.
Do you have a US console to play that on? Because I'm pretty sure 3DS is region locked.
Well, I'm never going to play it. I've got the full game if I need it.
Yeah,
and
true.
why would I play the demo? It's more to have that not for resale branding across the front of the cart. So there you have it. That's some of our tips. We might come up with some more. There is a coming up very, very soon, a big retro game market that Hack the Dino are going to be there selling and purchasing stuff at. So we may do something about pickups.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Shortly thereafter.
Maybe we'll invest in a GoPro and do a live daytime stream.
Maybe you will.
I'm not investing in a GoPro. Those things are expensive.
I know. Certainly Hack the Dino doesn't have the money. We just bought a new computer, basically.
I think I got one.
Oh, there you go. Now, Floppy.
Yes, mate.
We are running a little bit out of time. Do you want to burn super fast through deals?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Anto.
Super fast.
Deals!
Hey, I don't have a deal button.
Deals!
Oh, shit. Keep up with me because I'll skip some. So keep up with me with the videos.
What are
You want me to do videos for these as well?
what are pickles called in the US?
Gherkins. No, wait, that's UK.
No, they're called deals!
Terrible.
That was really bad. All right, I got some pretty cool deals from the Switch. Some super cheap stuff, actually. If you want to jump onto that first video, is Limbo. If you've never played Limbo, $1.50.
That's cool.
$1.50 for Limbo. 2D platformer, really dark and scary. Awesome, very atmospheric. I'm going to go straight to the third one, because I know that you'll like this one, Anto. The third video in Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Dragon Ball Fighter Bees.
So this has simplified controls, so you can use a single Joy-Con, which I didn't know. And you can play 6-player offline party mode.
And it's a great game.
And it's normally $89, and it's down to $13.50.
And that's for is that the expanded edition where you get everything, all the DLC?
I believe so, like a deluxe edition.
We need to play this.
Yeah.
So good.
Game.
So, and it looks so good too. On the PlayStation this week, you can jump on, and I've had a lot of people playing this lately, or these series of games. Formula 1 2021. This is a deluxe edition that has a single-player story, career co-op, split screen, which is really hard to find in racing games at the moment, or just in the last generation. No one does split screen anymore. This has all your classic drivers as well, like Senna, Prost, all that. This is normally $115. It's down to $23.
I'm pretty
And they
sure
look amazing.
You've seen it happening, like people playing and talking about this recently, because I'm pretty sure the Grand Prix happened quite recently.
Well, no, we've also haven't had one in Australia for the last 2 or 3 years. It's coming back next week, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
It's this weekend, I believe.
This weekend, yeah. So a lot of people jumped on. Even when COVID was at its height, the drivers were playing online, which was awesome. Also on the PlayStation, the next one out is the Batman Arkham Collection. So Braden's probably not going to be watching, but he would love this. This has got all of Rocksteady's trilogy, so Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, with all post-launch content. Normally $85, down to $25. That's 3 games. 3 awesome games, I might add. I've only got the video for the Return to Arkham because I couldn't find one for the collection.
I've been wanting to replay these, and if it's all of them for $25, I might bite the bullet and go digital because...
And they're the remastered ones from the PS4 and Xbox One. Well, this is for PS4, of course, because those first ones come out on PS3. They are great games. Other one on PlayStation, Crash Bandicoot number 4. It's a dick time. It's about time. This includes the skins exclusive to the digital version, so you couldn't get these physically. $100 down, half price, $50. Over onto the Xbox. So we're going to skip the next 3 vids. Anto. On the Xbox, you can pick up the Sims 4 Deluxe Party Edition, which includes a laser light show, flaming tiki bar, and awesome animal hats, which just sounds amazing. Instead of $70, $7. $7.
My daughter got into this so hard.
$7, dude. That's unreal. Next one for the Xbox. If you haven't played this and you do like 2D platformers, jump on Ori and the Will of the Wisps. These games are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They're Xbox exclusives. Normally $40. It's down to $13.
Just want to add, they are available on Switch as well.
They are available on Switch now, were they? They were
They
Xbox
weren't
exclusives
initially.
at launch?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Excuse me. Another one on Xbox, the Metro Saga bundle. So this is all 3 Metro games. Metro 2033, the Redux version, as well as Metro Last Light Redux, and Metro Exodus, the Gold Edition with all the DLC. These are a really cool Russian-based post-apocalyptic first-person shooter. Really good games made from a series of books that are really amazing. Jump on these. Awesome story. Normally $90, down to $22.
Bargain.
Absolute bargain.
Do you know what else is a bargain?
What else is a bargain?
Quizzing on your face.
Yeah, it is.
Great bargain. You get all that sticky for free. Everyone, it's time for our favourite little show, game, place, words, random. Quiz on your face, where I have 4 questions. 2 from our wonderful Patreons over at hackthedino.com and
Thank
2
you.
from my wonderful brain that read words and put them together in order to make a question. Each question comes with 4 multiple choice answers. We have got Floppy and Anto playing this week. I will read out the question followed by the 4 multiple choice answers. Floppy and Anto will call out their name. That'll act as their buzzer when they think they know the answer. They can do it at any time.
I've got to remember that because that's how I lost last time.
So I collate everyone who's been on the show this year and their scores. So we have Braden, who's been on 2 shows, on 2 points. Jazz, who filled in for 1 show, also on 2 points, which is a really good strike rate.
That is actually exceptional.
Floppy, until recently, was leading on 8 points. And Anto, who was trailing very badly, has found his second wind and is sailing to the lead on 9 points.
You see,
done, Anto.
what's happened is I've replaced the archive of video game music in my brain with just general knowledge.
Oh dear. Oh dear, we're in trouble.
I'm kidding, I haven't done that.
Oh, good, because this is my jam.
So
this is what I have going for me.
Question number 1 comes from Dylan the Villain. Now, Dylan always tries to find the hardest questions to stump people. And he hasn't had much luck lately. This one, he sent me the question, and I just went, cool. What's the answer?
Oh, don't they send you the question and the answer?
Well, I have generally, yes, but he forgot
Okay.
to. And yeah, that's not to set the mark too high, but here we go.
Okay, I'm nervous.
Question 1. A 2005 decree completely banning every video game was issued by the president of which country? A. Uzbekistan. B. Jakistan. C. Turkmenistan. Or D. Afghanistan. They
Floppy.
are all real names.
Floppy. I don't know how to say it, but C.
Turkmenistan.
The T one.
Turkmenistan.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that would have been my guess as well.
Did you guys know that?
Yeah,
I knew when you heard the
I
name.
had a feeling.
Wow.
I think because it was in like a weird ass headline at some point somewhere. If you would have asked me, I could not have told you the name, but as soon as you read it, I knew it was.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell you out of the gate, but hearing it in the list, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, you're on 9, Floppy.
Oh, are we tied now?
You're
Yeah, we're
tied.
tied now.
Okay, here we go. Question 2.
All right.
What does Atari mean in Japanese? A. Video game. B. Hotel. C. Success. Or D. Nothing. It's a
Anto.
dead console. Stop trying to make Atari happen.
Anto.
Anto?
Success.
Correct. C. Success.
I was going to say it too, but you got him before me. Damn it.
Incidentally, I had someone when I cut these up and post them individually. And someone...
Post them where?
The shorts on
different-
YouTube.
Oh, okay. I think meant before the quiz. I'm like, what? How can I see these questions before the quiz?
Yeah, post them up. And someone commented on one of the videos. A, wrong answer. B, could be the right answer. C, always the right answer. D, joke answer. And I was like,
Whoops. you hated it because they were right.
Atari Lynx means successful cat.
yes.
Nice.
Next question is from Michael Tao.
Hey, Townsy. Always some weird and wonderful stuff.
Now, he sent this to me, but his question was like 2 paragraphs long. So I had to chop it down to 1 sentence. So if it doesn't make sense,
Of course,
it's not my
Townsy.
fault.
If it doesn't make sense, blame him.
That's right. Which movie-based game did the developers only buy the rights to the movie poster for in order to save money? This was so...
Can you say that again?
Yeah, say that again. That made no sense.
So which movie-based game, so a game based on a movie, did the developers only buy the rights to the movie poster, not the actual movie itself? They only bought the rights to the poster
Okay.
in order to save money because it was cheaper than buying the rights for the whole game.
Okay, go.
Was it A, Bad Boys 2, B, Independence Day... Floppy?
It's Bad Boys 2 because the game had nothing to do with the movie line. Is that right?
Correct!
Yes. It didn't follow the same story, did it?
No, I didn't. I just want to read out the rest of...
Please do.
Can you read out the
Towns.
original question?
Sorry?
Can you read out the original question as it was posed to you?
No, we're already running late, and I want to sleep sometime tonight. So the options were A, Bad Boys 2, B, Independence Day, C, Men in Black, or D, Hancock.
See, hearing the answers, I would have said Bad Boys 2 as well.
You
But I
know
didn't
my
I
my
didn't
love
know it
for
was
movie
because it
times.
didn't have anything to do with the actual movie.
No, because they didn't want to. The only thing they could use were
Images from
the images
from the movie.
and the byline on there. So that's all they had to go on.
Wow.
Okay, last question. Are you ready?
So you know it was a cracker game.
This one is on a little bit of Nintendo history.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, here we go. What was the first compatible game to use the Nintendo 64 transfer pack?
Anto.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I don't even get to Anto?
The transfer pack was the Game Boy transfer pack, right?
The Nintendo 64 transfer pack, yes.
I'm going to say Pokemon Yellow?
Incorrect.
Dang it.
So I'll read out the options.
So do I
Because that wasn't even an option on my list.
So do I get a free shot now?
Fluff
Has he-
to
has
me.
he
Yeah,
had his shot?
he's had his shot. This is
All
this
right.
is all up to you, Floppy. Here you go, Floppy.
So
This
I
is
don't
all
have
for
to.
you.
Do I have to buzz in my name, or am
No.
I going to? Is there a weird Ben thing that's going to stop me from getting a point here?
Well, if you get it wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just
Okay.
going to say the right answer.
So the options are A, Mario Golf,
Okay.
B, Mario Tennis, C, Pokemon Stadium, or D, Perfect Dark. Which was the first one to use the N64 transfer pack?
So you said Pokemon. I think it wasn't. I don't think Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark is like a.
See, I know it
Hang
now.
on.
I've heard the answers.
Is it? It's going to be one of the Mario ones, isn't it? What was the two? What was the first two?
Mario Golf or Mario Tennis?
I get a shoot. I get a free guess, don't I? Mm-hmm. Tennis.
Incorrect. He
Is
said
it golf?
tennis.
Is it golf?
It's golf.
Oh.
So all these games have both a Game Boy version or a Game Boy Color version and a Nintendo 64 version, which will
Yeah.
talk back to each other. So all it does is like gives you an extra character or
Okay.
carries your game over
Fair
between
enough.
the two. So I originally thought that it was only the Nintendo 64 transfer pack worked with Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, but no, there's like a list of 40 games that it works with and does different
Yeah,
stuff
right.
with. It's really, really cool. Perfect Dark, I think you get an extra gun or an extra level or something.
It's something
okay.
like that, yeah.
I had no idea what this thing is.
So at the end of that, we have Braden on 2, Jazz on 2, Anto on 10, and Floppy on 10. We're all tied up. There's going to be quizzing on everybody's faces at the end. By the way, end of the year, the winner gets to quiz on the loser's face.
I don't know which end of that I want to be on.
Both.
I think that's impossible.
Well, you don't know it until you
I mean,
try.
it's not, but
We've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast where we bring you the past, present, and future of video game news. We hope you've had a wonderful time devouring our words with your ears or perhaps eating us with your eyes. Floppy, this
Yes, mate.
isn't all we do.
it's not all we do.
Where else can people catch us like the proverbial surfer on the World Wide Website catching
mean-
some gnarly keys?
Us or me in particular?
Well, you.
Me, you can find me on Instagram. I haven't been much over there in the last 2 weeks since the last show, but I tend to post pictures of things, games, pickups that I've had, things that I'm playing and enjoying at the time. I haven't updated it for probably about a week or so sorry about that. I'll get onto that.
Just go back and look at his old photos. Remember the classic times.
Do that. There's some good ones on there.
Anto?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
I've got Kirby.
Yeah, well, what do you get up to with your bad self?
With my bad self, kind of the same thing as Floppy. I occasionally put stuff up on Instagram. I also deal with the socials for Hack the Dino when I'm not sleep deprived, which Ben has been doing a fantastic job filling in while I've been dying.
Oh, shucks.
You do some streaming too. You do a lot more streaming than I do.
I do a little bit of streaming sometimes when I'm motivated, not dying of lack of sleep and
God, streaming takes
working.
so much out of you.
It does.
Like, people think it's fun. It's not fun. Like, it just...
I like it. I just talk.
Yeah.
I like talking.
But yeah, no, there's actually I've got a plan, and I'm gonna maybe request / force our Discord people to partake in this a little bit.
Oh.
I've got a fairly vast collection of completely legally obtained Nintendo stuff.
Backing up your system,
backed
you had
up-
to leave over in
Yeah,
the
I
home.
backed
Yeah.
up my English collection of Nintendo stuff, which
'Cause it's
contains
too big.
everything from the GameCube to the NES.
Yep. Good collection.
If anyone wants to see me stream anything in particular, something I haven't played, just to see, the reaction to it, I guess. Or if you just want to see me play something I'm good at, like Sonic Adventure 2 or other stuff.
I want you to stream
Let me know.
Time Cop on the NES.
Time Cop?
Time
Hell yeah.
Cop on the NES.
Is that like the Van Damme film, Time Cop?
No, Time Lord. Sorry, Time Lord. It's called Time Lord.
Star
Time
Wars Bounty
Cop would
Hunter
be cool.
seems to be the thing at the moment.
I've
Pardon?
got that game.
What was that?
Star Wars Bounty Hunter
I
seems
didn't
to
think
be
it
the
was as
thing.
bad a game as you guys
You
are
know
making it
what?
out.
That is I'm so dark that has become a massive thing because it's so rubbish. And Game Boy Dad was going to play it, and we were just trying to do him a favor, and then he played it anyway, and now he's tainted. It's such a bad game.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't
real
think it was
bad.
terrible either, but
Oh well. You can see things that I purchase over at Mr. Benjamin, or you can head on over to Bad Game Arts, where I put up some of the worst art you can possibly find in video game history. We're just looking at my at Mr. Benjamin page now with all my pickups. It's basically an insurance record.
Can you go up, or an insurance record, or a shopping list for thieves? Can you go up to the one that had Ben looking really surprised at something? What was that? Oh, the comic from
So
Sean.
we can
Sean's
see.
place?
I went to a friend of the show, Sean Fuster's place over the weekend and went a bit of a video game
Look
hunt
at
with
you
him.
two, the little bromance staring lovingly into each other's eyes.
And he has every single issue of Amazing Spider-Man from number 3 onwards. Now, the very first issue of first appearance of Green Goblin was in Amazing Spider-Man 14, and you can see a photo of me actually holding it there. There was a video of him giving it to me so I could hold it. It's a comic I never thought I actually would hold. My hands were shaking. I was freaking out about it. And then, the second picture is after we went hunting, and he got his collection out and said, "Yeah, go for it." And I just sat there like a freaking 10-year-old going through them and
Licking his fingers.
Yep, just
Turning pages.
enjoying all of it. So that was a fun time. But over at Bad Game Arts, I put up some of the worst game art from the 90s. I haven't put up any this week, actually. It's a little bit bad, but what does it matter? Anto's, I don't know where you're going, Anto.
I'm trying to find it. It's just not showing up.
Instagram.com, Bad Game Arts with an S at the end, because Bad Game Art was taken. Instagram.com/Bad Game Arts. I should put that on hackthedino.com as well, in case people want to find it.
There's one
There
thing
we
I'm going to
go.
bring up as well in a minute.
So if we're scrolling down, yep, we can see
What
there.
is that one?
Which one? The one
one in the middle.
The crab anus? We talked about that last week.
Maisie Axe.
Oh, I just do, yeah.
Anyway, I haven't put any up. I do have some more coming up.
Rescue on Fractalis.
I've also got a Bad Game Arts TikTok that I've put up, where I eventually put up just things every now and then because fun.
I've got one other thing that I'd like to show our lovely guys before we take off.
Yep.
I did make a purchase this week. Now I haven't put it on my Instagram because I'm too ashamed.
Oh, good.
But I did put it into I did put it into our Dino chat.
Oh, was that the studded G-string?
Yeah, no, that was in the private one.
Oh,
that
sorry.
was the edible one. I heard about a game. Game Boy Dad is going to love this. That has been discontinued. Now I have panned this game to no end,
Oh, I know what this is.
and I heard it was discontinued, and the curiosity got the better of me, and I picked up the last copy I could find. Anto, would you like to pick up the photo of my latest pickup? Put up the photo. I bought Fast and Furious Crossroads. I bought it because it's been discontinued and it is no longer in production. And I'm just curious as to see what happens with it.
And as I said, it's actually going to, in 5-10 years, it will go for money.
It'll be worth a lot. Like, the Fast and Furious franchise isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
I will just like to say, I'm not playing it because I played it once and I'm not getting that time back.
And you can't get your time back either because you've just listened to us talk about games for an hour or so. So
2 hours.
hopefully your time investment was useful and you enjoyed it, and you can now use that time that you could have put and got interest on.
Go
and
play
live
Lego
longer.
games. Go play Lego games.
And go retro hunting.
Yes, buy old games too.
Be one with the retro.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Just be nice to people.
If you can't be nice, be...
Batman. Always be Batman.
I was trying to think of another joke. Anto's just keeping this going.
He's-